Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yandan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds meeting with state chief ministers on ways to strengthen COVID-19 containment strategy. Railways to run 15 special passenger trains from tomorrow. Online booking of tickets opened this evening. Nagaland Government to consider using hostel facilities of both private schools and colleges to quarantine returnees for Dimapur. And Principal Director, Nagaland School Education clarifies on confusion arising on matters related to television and radio tutoring program. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's interaction with the state chief ministers is being held today on ways to strengthen COVID-19 containment strategy, boosting economic activities in a calibrated manner as the 54-day nationwide lockdown nears an end. His fifth such consultation with the state chief ministers is on discussing a plan for life after lockdown. All states have raised concerns about the crisis for thousands of migrants stranded because of the lockdown since end of March. AIR correspondent reports that as the country enters into the last week of its third phase of lockdown, Prime Minister's meeting with the state chief ministers is considered to be very crucial in terms of finalizing the roadmap ahead. Prime Minister Modi has been emphasizing throughout the lockdown on the need of taking all precautions and not giving up the fight against the global pandemic until it is completely eradicated. Indian Railways has announced gradual restart of passenger train services from tomorrow. Initially, 15 pairs of trains will ply with passengers on board. These trains will run as special trains from New Delhi station connecting Dimapur, Agartala, Howrah, Patna, Bilaspur, Ranchi, Bhubaneswar, Secunderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, Thiruvananthapuram, Madgaon, Mumbai Central and Ahmedabad. Booking for reservation in these trains on IRCTC website started at 6 this evening. Ticket bookings counters at the railway stations shall remain closed and counter tickets will not be issued. Only passengers with valid confirmed tickets will be allowed to enter the railway stations. Home Affairs today issued a standard operating procedure (SOP) for movement of people by trains beginning tomorrow and made it clear that only asymptomatic and confirmed ticket holders will be allowed to travel. In a note, Union Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla said all passengers will have to observe social distancing norms while entering a station and during travel. Railway Ministry will ensure compulsory screening of passengers. As per the SOP, passengers will have to strictly adhere to health and hygiene protocols and social distancing. They will be given hand sanitizer at entry and exit points, at station and in coaches. Masks during the travel will be mandatory. On arrival at their destination, the travelling passengers will have to adhere to such health protocols as prescribed by the destination state or union territory. Nagaland Government is contemplating to utilize hostel facilities of both private schools and colleges to quarantine the returnees for Dimapur as more people are opting to return home from different states due to the outbreak of COVID-19. This was stated by Agriculture Production Commissioner Nagaland Y. Kiketo Sema, who is also the overall in charge of COVID-19 related activities for Dimapur during a meeting held today at Dimapur to discuss the various issues relating to people returning home. He said government facilities alone will not be able to accommodate all, as more than 8,000 people from Dimapur have registered to return home. He therefore appealed to the private schools and colleges to come in to the rescue by allowing their hostels to be used as quarantine centers, assuring that all necessary requirements will be looked after by the government. Kikedo also maintained that proper medical screening will be done on their arrival and suspected COVID-19 positive people will be kept at de-isolation wards. He informed that quarantine facilities for around 1,500 to 2,000 people at the hostels of private colleges and 3,500 to 4,000 people at private schools are expected, for which the presidents of both the Private Schools and Colleges Association responded on a positive note. Dimapur District Administration today handed over relief packages to newspaper hawkers initiated by Dimapur Press Club, Nagaland Press Association and TPRO Dimapur. Deputy Commissioner Dimapur Anup Kinchi lauded the hawkers for their dedicated services rendered to the people in reaching out the newspapers to the readers. Dimapur Press Club President Dilip Sharma expressed gratitude to the Deputy Commissioner for acknowledging and encouraging the hawkers. Muslim Council Dimapur MCD has advised all Muslim communities stranded outside the state not to return to Nagaland for at least the next 2 months or till such time the government declare that the situation is normal. MCD Working President Ahidur Rahman said that the decision was taken collectively by the Muslim community for the greater interest of the community and for the safety and well-being of all citizens of Nagaland. Empathizing with the stranded members of the community, particularly students' community stranded outside the state, it said that the council will try to help them out or request the government of Nagaland to extend help to those in need, as most of them had registered their names with the MCD and the Kohima Jame Masjid Committee recently. The council also cancelled a proposed quarantine centre to be set up in collaboration with the district administration. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. Principal Director School Education Shanavas C has clarified on some confusion arising among few school authorities regarding matters related to television and radio tutoring program conducted by the department. In a clarification, Shanavas said the department in its notification issued on 29th of last month had directed all DEOs to coordinate with the district administration and make necessary arrangements for students who do not have facilities to access the DT satellite telecast at home to view or listen to the broadcast at a common place like village hall, school auditorium and other platforms. He clarified that the department did not ask the schools to assemble at a place or to conduct or resume classes. He also said that the department has been sharing the videos of the Doordarshan telecast through YouTube and Facebook so that parents or students could download the same and view as per their convenience. Shanavas reiterated that severe disciplinary action will be initiated against those violating government's order and exposing students to the danger of the pandemic. The National Institute of Virology in Pune has developed the country's first indigenous antibody-based ELISA test kit, COVID Kavach, for diagnosis of novel coronavirus. This kit is expected to change the dynamics of COVID-19 testing in the country. The kit has displayed high sensitivity and accuracy in the validation tests at different sites. It can test around 90 samples in approximately 2.5 hours. In a tweet, Union Health Minister Harsh Vardhan said that ELISA-based testing can easily be operated even at district level. He informed that the technology has been transferred to pharmaceutical manufacturing companies for mass-scale production. National Technology Day is being observed today to signify the glorious achievements of Indian science and technology. On this day in 1998, India successfully carried out nuclear tests in Rajasthan's Pokhran. On the same day, India also performed a successful test firing of the Trishul missile and had test flown the first indigenous aircraft, Hansa-3. A high-level digital conference on rebooting the economy through science, technology and research is being organized by Technology Development Board to mark the day. In the COVID-19 crisis, technology has been at the forefront of the battle against the pandemic. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have extended greetings on the occasion. With an increase of 4,213 cases in the last 24 hours in the country, India's COVID-19 count reached to 67,152. In Nagaland, the total number of samples sent for testing is 875, while the total number of negative results is 848. The number of samples sent after 3 p.m. yesterday till 3 p.m. today is 13, and the number of sample results awaited is 27. Meanwhile, the number of samples tested negative by TrueNat is 9. University Grants Commission (UGC) has issued guidelines on examinations and academic calendar in view of COVID-19 pandemic. All universities have been advised to plan their academic activities, keeping in view the safety and interest of all stakeholders, giving highest priority to the health of all concerned while adopting and implementing the guidelines. Universities have also been requested to establish a cell for handling grievances of the students related to examinations and other academic activities arising due to the pandemic and notify the same to the students. It has established a dedicated helpline number 011-2323-6374. I repeat 011-2323-6374, and has created an email address covid19help.ugc@gmail.com for queries. Students can also lodge their grievances on the existing online Students' Grievance Redressal portal of UGC. Several parts of the country are likely to receive light to moderate rain, with instances of thunderstorm activities at isolated places this week. India Meteorological Department forecast that scattered to fairly widespread rain or thunder showers likely to continue over northeast India during the next 4 to 5 days, with peak activities during 12th and 13th May, with heavy rainfall also likely at isolated places over the region. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds meeting with state chief ministers on ways to strengthen COVID-19 containment strategy. Railways to run 15 special passenger trains from tomorrow. Online booking of tickets opened this evening. Nagaland Government to consider using hostel facilities of both private schools and colleges to quarantine returnees for Dimapur. And Principal Director Nagaland School Education clarifies on confusion arising on matters related to television and radio tutoring program. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.